I used to think changing my life meant escaping the job, escaping the pressure, escaping the version of life I was stuck inside. But looking back now, the deepest shift didn't begin when my work changed. It began when my relationship with my ordinary days changed. Because eventually, I realised something uncomfortable. I wasn't just waiting for my future to arrive. I had been waiting to arrive inside my own life. Now, for years, I thought alignment was mainly about career. Like finding the right role, finding the right path, the right opportunity. Now, it wasn't until I started doing this kind of YouTube channel or healing journey, or even writing my book, because at this moment in time, I'm writing a book, and it's 17 chapters. I'm already on the last one now, but each chapter, I've actually been going through like what I've been writing about, like writing things down, unpacking it all, and trying to like integrate the wisdom that I've been finding from it. Now, the wisdom that has been coming from it is just in small steps. It's that's why I'm saying like in a kind of chapter at a time, and each chapter's got different sections. So it's just like small steps that every time I'm taking one step or writing, unpacking things, then the next step appears. It's like all kind of connected, it's all weaving together. Now, this is what we're saying about with the job. For years, I just thought that I wasn't enjoying my job. It was draining me. Like I was shattered when I came home. But the more I've been writing this book, the more I've been doing the YouTube channel, the healing journey, the more I've realised that I've been getting it totally wrong. Because your work is only a part of your life. It's not your full life. It's not the main kind of thing. So for years I was just struggling. I was like, right, if I change into a job that I was actually passionate about or aligned with, that my life would start changing for the better. But what I realised is the actual time off is the time that is actually changing my life. And it's like, as I said, it's like just one step at a time. Now, when I first started doing this YouTube channel, I started doing 2 videos per week, and one was about like trying to unpack like the kind of healing journey, because obviously the heartbreak I had of splitting up with my wife. So one video was designated to that, trying to kind of mentally understand and unpack things. But then I did another one of adding daily habits. That was going to be beneficial for me, because there's a thing, obviously, a 90-day reset. Now I got that from working, like unpacking about addictions. So to get over a bad habit, you need to not do it for 66 days. But to get over an addiction, you need to not do it for 90 days. So normally when you're getting rid of an addiction or bad habit, you need to replace it basically with a kind of good habit. And it's better to choose something consciously, because then you're going to actually do it. Because if you just did some random thing you're not necessarily interested in, you're never going to stick at it. Now, the reason you best to change at that time for something positive, something that you've chose, is because the time that you would have, that you would normally, like for me, it was drink. I was drinking all the time. My days off, any spare time I had, anytime I travelled, I was drinking. So like I replaced drink with learning Spanish, because I could see myself living in Ibiza in the future. I think I still do. But yeah, I needed to swap that time out, because if I was just doing nothing, then I would think I'm missing out on socialising if my friends are going out, or if the football was on, I'll need to have a drink. So for me to kind of come off that and do 90 days without drinking, I had to like distract my mind basically, and that's what I did with the Spanish kind of thing. Now, as I said, with those 2 videos per week, and I started doing a daily habit, and that was because it was I learned it from that 90-day reset. So each week I was doing some new habit that I added in, and I think I just started doing exercises, and I did a new habit per week. Just kept doing it every single day, and then the next week I did a different one, and obviously I spoke about it on the YouTube channel. But I did loads of small things, and at first it was just trying to get out of my mind, because obviously going through heartbreak, like obviously my wife, she is the love of my life, and we kind of split up. Like, well, we did split up at first time, just because I was just not right from thinking about work and stuff like that. And then we kind of started dating again, and then from one week to the next, she just says, I can't do this anymore, and that's it, I don't want to ever see you again. So it was like proper heartbreak. So I had to try to get like out my mind. It's always like spiraling about how I can think of getting her back and what she said to me and stuff like that. So all these daily habits was just me trying to get out my head and into my body. Now, that's the reason I started doing all this. But obviously, as I said, like the more I kept doing it, I kept sticking with it, I kept adding new habits into my routines. That's when my life started changing. My thoughts started changing. Because actually, there's a saying that's you get your personality from the 5 people you hang about with the most. So that is also like the content that you consume, the information you get. So, and actually it's about the habits as well that you're putting into your daily life. So for me, these small daily habits were compounding, and they're adding, they were actually changing me for the better, because as I said, like understanding about how to get rid of addictions, I understood that I was going to consciously choose how I was going to, what habit I wanted to add into my life. Now, the more I did this, as I said, like the 5 things that you kind of hang about with the most, or like surround yourself, it was all positive things that I was adding into my life. So I was slowly changing, and that was slowly changing my mindset, the way I was talking, the way I was always a bit intense, because that was like a big thing, that I was just so unhappy for so long because of my job, that I felt as if I just changed my job, then everything will be sorted. But as I said, like you still need money, you still need to pay bills and do things. So getting annoyed and getting depressed about your job when you don't really see any other way that you can replace that kind of income, because everybody gets themselves, like they kind of live to their means basically, that all their bills and everything, their outgoings is basically the same as what their wages are, or they would have a wee bit left or whatever. For me it was just paycheck to paycheck. So yeah, I was just a bit down, a bit depressed, and I couldn't see a way out of it. So yeah, oh man, where are we? So sometimes changing your life doesn't begin with finding the perfect path. It begins with finally having enough space to properly see the one you're already on. Because as I said, like for me, the job, that was the thing that in my head, that's what I needed to change. It was my job that I needed to change. But what I realised is like the more I started doing these small daily habits, changing my life, changing the way that I had an outlook, I became a lot more calmer as well. But I think I probably just became a wee bit calmer since I'm kind of finishing the book just now. Because as I said, like I'm going through each chapter at a time, and it's all coming back up, it's all coming fresh back up and looking at it from different angles, all the different, the things. But yeah, changing your life through small daily habits. As I said, that compounds it, like it changes your personality, kind of, yeah. Because as I said, your personality you get from the 5 people you hang about with the most. But if you're just changing, like, your mindset, your life, your daily habits is actually becoming a part of you. That's who you are. And then obviously for me, I've done a lot of work as in like a big vision of what I want to do, what I want to build in the future. And like I always remember my wife saying to me that, John, like the way that you go round about manifestation is all wrong, because I always thought that if I just dreamt big enough, then it will happen. But what I didn't realise is that it's not about dreaming a big dream. It's about becoming the person that is capable, that's got the capacity to actually build that, and yeah, without like kind of crashing down. Now, this is what I'm saying about me changing, because like with my wife, she basically just says I can't be with somebody just for their potential. Now, that potential was like me understanding about that gap of the person that I seen myself building this kind of visions, and the person I was showing up as, the person that she saw. That gap was huge, and that's what went wrong. That's what went wrong to my relationship. So that's what I've been working on, because going through all these different chapters and stuff, like I've like understood what alignment was, because I started doing like an exercise that was like 25 moments of coherence. So it's writing down 25 things that, or 25 times in your life that you've experienced where you're in proper in alignment, proper joy, you had your flow on. Now, a lot of people would just maybe do with jobs and stuff, but I've met a few people that they said that they've never been aligned in a job. So it kind of allowed me to start thinking, well, to be honest, for me, I was really aligned when I went traveling, when I went to Australia and stuff. So I started writing these down, like stories about times that you're just having an amazing time, that you're chatting to everybody, that you're dead confident and like you got on with everybody and stuff. So I started writing all these like 25 coherent moments down, and then start trying to find the patterns of why I was in alignment, why I had my flow, and then trying to understand what job or what role I would like to do in the future. Because I said before, I've always enjoyed working in hospitality, speaking to people and stuff, but I knew I didn't want to go back to hospitality, because my wife said before, why didn't you go back to hospitality instead of truck driving? Now for me, going back from truck driving to hospitality, you're taking a pay cut, and obviously I've been so many years out of it, but I was like, nah, like if I was really aligned, if I was really passionate, I would jump at the chance. But there's something holding me back, and this is when I did these kind of exercises and understood that's not exactly what I kind of want to go back and do. So yeah, where were we again? Yeah, because the things that truly restored me weren't the ones that helped me escape my mind. They were the ones that finally helped me step out of it. Yeah, because that's what I had to like unpack when I was kind of aligned, when I was enjoying it and stuff. Yeah, because I was saying about the gap of the person that, yeah, the person that I've seen my visions and the person I was showing up was massive. And then obviously we're talking about alignment there. So it's so much easier if I had somebody to talk to, and then I'm like, where was I again? But yeah, so it was alignment. Yeah, so I was looking at the 25 coherent moments when I was aligned, and that's when I started realizing that doing the YouTube channel, writing my book, doing the small daily actions that I consciously chose to do, because for me, the vision I've got of the future is of me doing all these small daily habits, and that's why I've consciously brought them into my life. So that's when I started seeing it's a compound effect. There's I think I've said in the kind of earlier in the YouTube channel and my book as well, it's about the 1% rule. It's about becoming that 1% better each day. Now, instead of having changing, as I said at the start of this, about changing your career, changing your job, a big thing, it's actually about the small things, and it's the compounding effect. So that's what I kind of took in, all these kind of principles of, right, I'm just going to add a small daily habit each week, each day, and then change it, add another one each week. And so that was just me 1% getting better each day. So yeah, because of, as I said, these things that I consciously chose, that I added into my daily habits, that was things that I've actually saw myself doing for the vision of me building all the things that I want to do in the future. So that is me in alignment with the vision of myself in the future. And that's what manifestation is. And that's what I've totally understood now. It's not about having a big vision and just dreaming it and hopefully it'll just land. It's actually having a vision and then seeing what you're doing in that vision and unpack the small steps and see how you can get from where you are now, that small step, taking small steps, to the larger vision. I had problems for years that I could get so far back. I kind of worked backwards with the vision, but there was just that gap of how I could start. And what I realized is that you just need to start, and then the next step appears. And that's what I was like, how could you can't think that was going to be solution. You need to take action, and once you start taking action, that's when things will start to fall into place. There's actually something that somebody said about, I think it was like Chris Williamson or something, a motivational speaker, that after school, people just get pushed into jobs and stuff, and right, that's your career that you should kind of go and do. But what it's actually maybe better to actually try to do is actually say to people, go and try to find things that you don't enjoy, because it's kind of in your head understanding what you don't like. Because when you think of, I'm going to try to find out what I do like, you probably end up sticking with that thing too long. Now, you gain all the experience and skill set from working in a place after 6 months. So for any younger people that are listening, or anybody that's kind of a bit like me, and well, not now, but kind of midlife crisis, that go and start finding things that you don't want to do, because then you can start ticking them off. Right, I didn't like that, I'll go and do something else. And for me, I've probably had about 90 jobs in my life, but they're all 30 in hospitality, 40 truck driving. So it's not as if I went and tried different things, but I did try about 30 different 20 other things as well. And it's just didn't like that, did like that. And then obviously, as I said about those 25 coherent moments, actually unpacking why I was good at things and why I didn't. I think I spoke about the Club 18 to 30 rep quite a bit on it, and I don't necessarily know if I enjoyed it at the time. I was just doing it. I was a bit like this kind of alignment thing, that taking action, just go and do it, because the skills that you gain from it, the wisdom that you can unpack later on, actually yeah, what I've kind of realised is like, maybe the job that I kind of want to do, I do want to like host people and take people in different trips and stuff. So it's actually probably more aligned with Club 18 to 30 rep than hospitality, to be honest. So yeah, I think you end up finding yourself doing things in your career or your early life for a reason. And then that's what I'm saying, that exercise of doing 25 coherent moments that you can start extracting the kind of patterns that help you map a vision for your future, and then start visualizing the man or the person that you would become doing that dream. And then start taking the small steps towards becoming that person, just one step at a time. Small repeated actions slowly changing the emotional direction of your life. Now for me, healing really happens through one massive breakthrough. It happens through small repeated shifts that slowly change the emotional direction of your life over time. That's what's happened to me. It's not one big massive shift. Like, I started this YouTube channel not knowing where it was going to go, but I knew that doing the YouTube channel is a part of the vision that I've got of the future, because YouTube is advertising for a business. So I never had a business. I've not got a product. Now I'm writing a book, so I will have a product, but I want to build things and I want to show things off. So that's why for me the YouTube channel was a kind of long-term vision of like, well, if I just that's like your advertising, because like massive companies spend 10% of all their income on advertising and sales. So for me, I was like, well, if I just built a YouTube channel, built it up slowly, started having a bit of a community there, then I can showcase what I'm building, and then eventually go, hey guys, you want to come here? So that was the long-term plan of the YouTube. But at the very start, like, I never even posted photographs of myself on social media. I wasn't confident in the way I looked and stuff. So that was another thing for me. It was like, well, if I'm going to do YouTube, then I need to start looking a bit better. So I'm like, right, what can I do to make myself look better and feel better? So I was like, right, I'm going to start doing exercises. And then I started doing gua sha. Started growing my hair a wee bit long as well, growing my beard. So yeah, that is just like small steps. I'm starting the YouTube channel, and at the same time, I knew I had to go through the healing journey. And my friend said to me, he's like, well, you're better just to do one or the other. Do your healing journey and then do your YouTube about something else. But for me, it was a lot of time that I was going to put into both. So, and this is another realization as well. It's like, marry up your time. Try to do two things like under the same like time bracket. Because that's what I've done with these kind of, the YouTube channel I'm writing, this video I'm doing now. This is a part of a chapter. The actual chapter is actually about going through the actual healing journey one part of a time, but I've just kind of drifted on a different thread. But yeah, like, so because obviously I'm saying about marrying my time with the YouTube channel and also writing my book, so every time I'm doing a video, that's a chapter of my book. And like when I'm doing a chapter, it's like unpacking a bit of wisdom or a principle or like kind of a realization. So I'm also marrying up the YouTube channel with the book and my healing journey at the same time. And I'm seeing a massive change in my clarity in my mind. And obviously, as I said, like, I've been adding in small daily things, small daily habits that are aligned with the vision of myself in the future. Like, as I said, like trying to look a wee bit better, coming out for a walk, doing the recording at the same time. Like, I've already done a 12-hour shift. Started at 4 o'clock this morning, got up at 3. And then I got home, I was did my exercises, kettlebells, sit-ups and stuff, went for a cold shower, did my gua sha routine, got myself ready, came out, read about the chapter about what I'm going to talk about, and then start recording a video at the same time as coming out for a walk. So that's what I'm talking about, marrying your time. Because like before, when I was doing night shift, I just wasted time. I did absolutely nothing. I finished work and then my wife was starting her work, and I scrolled about on my phone for an hour, and then eventually I fell asleep, and then when I woke up, her and my stepson were finished school and finished work, and they were just having dinner, winding down. So then I was just winding down with them before I went to work. So I never did anything in my life. And as I said, when I moved back up to Glasgow after splitting up with my wife, I did nothing really for 6 weeks. My uncle was here, I was still chatting to him every night. Started doing a wee bit of exercise, but it wasn't much. I was going out to see my friends, still visualising about the future, but not actually doing anything, no daily actions, nothing. And then when I started working days, that's when I started working in daylight. And that's when the time really was highlighted about like just being in the same rhythm as everybody else. You'd meet up with friends, like you could go out for a walk. Obviously it's kind of getting a wee bit lighter over here, so you can come out for a walk. This is 7:15. So yeah, like it's just, I feel as if the night shift, the hours that I just done nothing, the last 9 months that I basically had with my wife, like it was just like, I can't believe I put her through that, but I didn't see it. I was just working the nights and depressed and thinking it's my job that needed changed. I needed something to save me. I didn't realise it was me that had to save myself. Now, yeah, she always says too little too late. I know, that's one of the things. So wish I could get back with her, but she doesn't even speak to me anymore. So I've emailed her like every 3 weeks since December with no reply. And the last thing she ever said to me was, I never want to see you or speak to you ever again. And that's when I hit the 3 days of despair, because everything I had in my mind of the projection of the future we would have together, possibility, who I am and stuff, that just gets shattered. Like I was not expecting any reaction to that. And basically, yeah, I had to, 3 days of despair. Yeah, like as in thinking of friends that have killed themselves and stuff, and really negative things. And I used a technique called the pendulum effect, that I did conspiracy theories for like 3 years I got lost in. So I always go quite deep. So I got thinking that all the governments and stuff were all evil and there was a big one world government. But what I realised is just the kind of what I was saying about you 5 people you hang about with the most, or the content you consume, that me, when I was speaking to people, I was just regurgitating what I was already like hearing. So yeah, I was not fun to be around. People were avoiding me. And that's when I realised I was like, right, I need to do something about my energy here. And so I thought of the pendulum effect and I projected it to the opposite. So instead of thinking that there's going to be all this evil in the world, there's actually the opposite as well, to have a balanced world. So there's going to be people that are doing things that are really good and positive for the world. And for me, I said to myself, I want to try to find them. And I'm going to try to be one as well. So with that pendulum effect, when I was on that 3 days of despair, I was like, I had that idea of the pendulum, and I was like, right, what's the opposite of despair? And that's when I projected it into joy. But then when I realised, when I went to joy, I was like, right, all my joy that I had in my life was linked with my wife. So I went back down again, and I was like, jeez, it was like rough. Like as I said, like, because like the pendulum, it just kind of swings from one extreme to the next. But another projection I did was I saw like a vision of me and my boys building my dream and stuff, being the man that I'm talking about, being aligned and stuff. And I had this like emotional like feeling that was just like, because like you can visualize in your head, right? But to have the feelings alongside it, I was like, that is real. That is, those emotions are real. So that's what I kind of clung on to. That yeah, like that's going to be my joy. That I'm going to consciously choose to bring joy into my life. Now that's what's going to happen after this book's finished. I'm on my last chapter this week, so a couple more videos on here, and then I'll start doing things and taking you with me on a journey of joy. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, so like with the pendulum effect, so I went from one extreme to despair back down to like to joy, and then every time I came back down, I didn't go as far down, so my baseline started coming back up. Now this is like as well that, remember I told you about getting out of my head and into my body, all these small daily habits were the structure that I needed to like land on my feet to get that baseline. And as I said, those were all things, daily habits that I've chose consciously to bring into my life that are actually aligned with the person that I see in my vision. So it all weaves together, it all like combines. But yeah, I have spoke a lot, and it's not necessarily actually about this chapter in my book. So maybe when my book's finished, you only need to buy it so you can read it yourself. But yeah, I think, let me see where we're at. Yeah, so for years I thought I was searching for a different life, somewhere out in front of me. But in the end, the deepest transformation was slowly learning how to fully return to the one I was already living. So from the outside, my life probably still looked fairly normal during all this. Still truck driving, still working. But internally, as I said, something enormous was shifting. And it wasn't like a big, massive thing like we were saying. It was a small, compounding 1% wins that have actually added up into like me actually changing. And I've stopped like drifting, stopped with emotional loops. The inconsistency, that's a big key word. It's trying to be consistent. Like every single day doing something different, adding all that up. Because I finally feel aligned enough internally to consciously build it. So the pain may have been what forced me to begin the journey, but the healing became the thing that finally helped me return to myself again. Now, guys, I'm going to leave it there. And thank you very much for watching, if you've kind of came this far on the video. Yeah, I don't think at this moment in time, I'm still learning. I've still been obviously talking about myself, but I'm trying to be a wee bit more calm, a wee bit more chilled out and not as intense. So hopefully over the next wee while with the videos and stuff, I come across a wee bit better. And then yeah, I'm looking forward to stepping into the next chapter of my life, bringing joy. Starting to be summer as well, so the sun always brings out the kind of happy smiles and stuff. So yeah, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Slanjiva. Ciao.